Hello, my name is Nancy Crane, and I work as a counselor for Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services. What can I do for you today?
Well, my name is Amber Carson, and this is my new baby. He's only about 4 days old. His name is Doug. And at the hospital before we left, they did some kind of test, and they just gave me this paper, and it said that he was deaf, and I just don't know what to do. So they told me to come to your office.
Well, they did the right thing by advising you to come here. We can really help you out. Now, we have information that we can give to you to explain how we can help you and your son. And with this program, you can really develop a better understanding of what we can do for you. I realize this isn't the only service we can offer for you and your baby. There are other associations as well. For example, there's a school program that have deaf and hard of hearing teachers for your son. There's also a mentor program where if you're interested, they can teach you sign language, other special communication skills to develop language and communication with your baby. What do you think? Now I know you're probably overwhelmed right now. It's difficult to understand. But you know, you're in the right place. You really are.
I'm really scared. I just don't know what to do. I've never even met a deaf person, and there's nobody deaf in my family, and there's nobody deaf in my husband's family. We just don't know what happened, and I don't know how to use that sign stuff, and somebody said don't sign with the baby, and I just want him to be able to hear my voice.
You said your son is only 4 days old? Well, maybe what you could do is wait a little while, maybe 1 or 2 months. And you can go to have his hearing tested again. You know, sometimes at first test, the results will say that they're deaf. Then at the next screening test, you know, up to even 6 months later, the results will change and they can hear. And it's important to just keep checking as they get older. So you know that machine that they use for the screening test, the way that that works is they put the machine into your son's ear and it emits a sound wave through to the brain. And the doctor's just trying to see how the brain responds to that sound.
So how do I talk to my baby right now? I mean, he's nursing and things, but...
Oh, go ahead, make noises with your baby. Or you can wave at him a little bit and talk to him. If the baby can hear you or not, it doesn't really matter. Go ahead, voice, make faces, move your mouth. Go for it.
So the only way I can talk with my baby is to do what you're doing?
Well, no, there are other ways that you can communicate also. Understand their sign, facial expressions, body movement. You can even show things. There's also something called cued speech. It doesn't mean you would take sign language. What that is it helps with reading mouth movement, recognizing words when they're spoken. Another method is oral, where you would just speak.
But if Doug is completely deaf and you do an oral method, is he going to hear anything, or would it be better to use some visual
No.
with him?
Definitely visual. You could show him a picture or an item and show him the sign, and then refer back to the item. Do that many times, and a baby's going to understand that better than they would speaking. You know, when you speak to a infant, they're not really going to understand, but if you sign, they'll see it, take it in, they may even respond back in sign language.
So you're saying that Dougie's going to be able to sign to me soon?
Well, if we set up camp, which means the Deaf Mentor Program, a deaf individual would go to your house. And they'd sit down one-on-one with you, show you the program, what we can really do, and they would start to teach you sign language. And at the same time, they would sign with Doug. And copy from them. You'd be communicating with your son. Now realize it's important that the entire family is involved with this. It is absolutely essential for your son's language development. Just need to start as soon as you can. Doesn't matter if they're deaf or not, just go ahead and start. It's really for the best.
I think that's just really great if someone could come to my house, because my husband, Jim, and I, we decided that Dougie should be at home. And so I have put in a leave of absence from my work for the first year. And could the mentor come at night? My husband works until about 3.
Oh, yeah, of course. The mentors are incredibly flexible with schedules. That's our expectation. Any decision you make, you and the mentor sit down, work it out. You all come to an agreement, and you can figure it out. Now, realize it's not just you and the mentor, it's the entire family. Brothers, sisters, your husband, anyone who wants to be included in this. You all should really learn together to communicate with your son.
I feel a little better. I just have one last question. So if other things come up and I mean, we don't know what to do in 6 months or a year or 2 years, is this a place where I can come to get more information, or can you just help me this once?
Oh, yeah. Anytime that you have questions, we'll be here. But right now, I have some resources I would like to give you to take home with you. This first one is for the parents. You're going to write down what happens with each session, put it in this folder. This is a book about education for your children. This one here, this is going to answer questions that you might have right now about children with hearing loss. And this paper is going to tell you our promise of services that we'll provide to parents of deaf and hard of hearing children. Right, this is information on what we can really do for you and for your child and your whole family. And it's not just education. There's also information about events regarding times that deaf and hard of hearing people will come together. We also have a program for parent support. Now, if you feel like you need a little assistance with anything, we can contact another parent who has deaf or hard of hearing children. We'll give them your name, and they'll be in contact with you. See what they can do for you.
Oh,
what do you think?
This is so new to us. We're just not sure what to do. As I said, we have no deaf experience at all, and so this was pretty frightening when we found out. We just didn't know what to do. I mean, we love him because he's our son, but I want to be a good mom. We want to be good parents.
Of course, that's a natural response. Every parent that's gone through a situation knows the same thing. You're not alone. Many others have experienced this. My parents went through the exact same thing, and they were successful. I think you can be successful too.